What is up, my brothers? This is Enemy Stand User, and welcome to another review for this week's chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, with part 2 of direct talks in chapter 201. The world of JJK is starting to change under the influence of cursed energy. The weak bury the strong because of sheer numbers, but now gods walk among humans in the form of Jujutsu sorcerers. This chapter seems to be the transition to the next stage as we divulge into KENJAKU's deal with America to show them the opportunity of cursed energy and also the supernatural power that cannot be trifled with. Gege is incredibly bold and innovative with the way he uses his powers not only as a means of strength, but also as a tactful and influential maneuver. Cursed energy itself is a curse, an unseen negative manifestation of human resentment. To harness this power, one would naturally be influenced by this curse and continue in the cycle of negativity, death, and self-preservation. So Gege going this route of making this energy a next evolution sort of political power move makes this like a cold war for cursed energy. The world of man trying to harness the supernatural, and this will no doubt create an unimaginable outcome. So let's jump straight back into KENJAKU's negotiation in chapter 201.
Let's do this.
Starting the chapter off, there is now a new moral dilemma of how a country like the United States would actually kidnap and use human experimentation to harness cursed energy. Even to the president, it's a bit much, but it's all in the pursuit of a better future. To have self-sustaining energy means cleaner air, a better environment, more accessible power and resources. This cursed energy goes beyond what modern science can accomplish, so they need to know how sorcerers tick through experiments. Now, first off, this is of course blatantly sadistic and most certainly an extreme measure. I'm sure there's some sort of Geneva Code or something that goes against this, but I don't know if it's just me, but this actually kind of reminds me of how during World War II, the US does not have great history with the Japanese, and the US had extreme discrimination against Asian cultures of the East, like the Japanese, and even went as far as to detain them in concentration camps because of the public view and the propaganda and all that in World War II, and that shit actually happened. Now, in the present, there is now a conflict of interest in the needs of a country versus the sanctity of human life. It's really dark. And if you think about the weight of something like running a country and the higher-ups with the executive branch and the president and the military, human life would be a relatively small price to pay for moving forward. And this is basically non-negotiable because the US ultimately will agree simply because they cannot fall behind in the world spectrum. This is a cursed energy Cold War. China, Russia, the Middle East all want this cursed energy, and KENJAKU has made plans with all of them, including some other countries like France and Germany. If one country moves, another one will. Just like real life, this is a spiraling problem. It won't even matter if one is a Jujutsu sorcerer, because soon, just being Japanese makes you a target. In Cyrus's words, this is not kidnapping, it's protection. To get the Japanese first so they can protect them from other countries. This truly encapsulates the monkey behavior Geto was talking about in JJK 0, because they don't even know that they're being played. KENJAKU is already dealing with other countries and inciting everyone to converge on Japan. He's using their own motives against them. On the low-key, the president is begrudgingly interested in this plan, and you can kind of read the vibe that the president morally can't do this, but he doesn't care enough to actually stop this from happening, and he needs to keep his country moving forward, not to fall behind. It's actually very realistic. This probably would happen in real life, but he opts to consult the US General Gary K. Johnson. That's an extremely American sounding name, by the way. And the general is concerned about Gojo's power. However, even months earlier, KENJAKU already knew that he was going to seal Gojo. I don't know, man. KENJAKU's confidence is so incredibly godly. His goals truly are beyond my understanding. So in Gojo's absence, the general wants to send a single company, and they actually are going to deploy in Yokota Air Base, which is a US/Japan operated base in Fusa, Japan, about 25 miles from Tokyo, so they could mobilize there quick. In their arrogance, the United States is overconfident in their military strength, and they view Japan as a group of untrained amateurs, when in reality, they really could not be more wrong. Nothing beats muscle and bullets, good old American grit. And Kenjaku is kind of entertaining him by agreeing that even with sorcerers, strength matters and could even be the deciding factor. I also remember Kenjaku said actual guns and conventional arms was wise against a sorcerer, but right now it's as if Kenjaku is talking to children who know nothing. He recommends sending at least a full battalion of 800 to go against the shamans. And funny enough, these monkeys are actually making fun of Japanese and calling them names and stereotypes. So Uruume has her pride as a sorcerer and gets a little malicious, asking the US to test them out. So they wager a little trial to test out Kenjaku and Uruume of all people. These two could probably take on all of DC, so this is child's play. 2 sorcerers versus 45 of the world's greatest covert operatives, including the SAC unit, the counter assault team, and numerous Secret Service members, all vetted elite operatives with rifles and conventional arms and weaponry. What they did not count on is the fact that Kenjaku is that guy, and this is light work for him. Even Uruume wanted to join in because she's bored already. But Kenjaku wanted to do this himself because this is interesting. Gero's curse manipulation is the most impressive to show these humans the gap in power. It's the most stunning. And when they're about to start, the general really said the Japanese should stick to cars and anime and hit him with the "This is America" quote. Bruh, these idiots don't even realize the gap.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
And suddenly, every covert ops member starts oddly floating and perishing in a supernatural manner. Then the reality hits that sorcery and curses are superior to the tactics of common monkeys. Kenjaku pulled out a spirit like that of the Ganesha elephant from Hinduism and cursed every soldier out there to death and dropped all their dog tags on the floor. So now, with this clear demonstration of power, it's time to wrap things up and get to hunting sorcerers. It's hunting season. My brothers, Kenjaku cannot be stopped. This dude has Aizen level planning, Makima level charisma, and Black Air Force lethality. Kenjaku is that guy. Not only is he the prime icon of Jujutsu power, but his IQ is sky high. Mans is taking down countries in his sleep, manipulating them in a way to make Japan a hotspot of conflict and cursed energy. He's the ultimate instigator. This is gonna be sick. Imagine how unique it will be for how different sorcerers combat modern warfare, like firearms, tanks, bombs. That's a really good way to flex a sorcerer's power, and right now it's looking basically like this is gonna be free points, because no sorcerer I'm thinking of is dying to a soldier, not how they're built. And curses too, that's at that point that's just a funeral, because humans simply die to curses and sorcerers. They would be ripped to shreds, especially versus our top tiers like Maki, Kashimo, Hakari, Yuta, Uro, Ryu. It's just a matter of who's gonna get a kill streak first. Now, initially with what I'm thinking, either this will be a bloodbath, which I think it will be, or maybe, just maybe, if Gege goes this route, the military actually prepares to fight sorcerers. Kenjaku has idle transfiguration, so he technically can teach them or give the soldiers some power, and you don't necessarily have to be a proper sorcerer to fight a sorcerer. All regular humans possess some cursed energy, they just can't control it. So if the US had prepared something, and this is just a theory, like tactical cursed tools, tactical AR cursed helmets that see curses, and cursed technique weapons and firearms, because cursed guns are actually canon in JJK. You can endow a curse on something like an AR and that would actually work. So if the military already knows about cursed energy, they need to know that only curses can fight curses. So maybe there will be some anti-sorcerer special forces, and honestly that's probably one of the most badass thoughts I'm thinking of right now, like ever, especially with the way I'm thinking of it. But they're probably just cannon fodder anyway, and Kenjaku's likely sending them on their deaths. But on the rare chance Gege does go that route or do something like that, I'm all for it. But this was some insanely interesting developments, and I really have no clue how large scale this battle could go if non-sorcerers invade, especially with a battalion, but we'll just have to see how Tokyo #1 squad will handle this event. Takaba, Angel, Megumi, Yuji, this is gonna be mega hype. Like, me personally, I'm really trying to see Takaba in a tag team battle. That sounds like the most peak fight, in my opinion, with Takaba. And also, where do you brothers think Haguruma is right now? Because I don't think he can leave until the rules to leave barriers is already done and completed with the points. So he's probably still in Tokyo #1. And I'm all for Haguruma coming back into the story. Like, I really want to know how he views the chaotic events going on right now and how he can bring some justice to this colony, because these are dark times, but who knows what can happen. Gege is popping off right now. And just a final thought, in my opinion, with Kenjaku's plan and his chaotic events going on, Kenjaku's plan is Uruume's plan, and ultimately Uruume's plan is Sukuna's plan. So whatever this cursed energy war benefits, somehow it also benefits Sukuna. And a lot of fans right now theorize that Sukuna will be the bomb, but it's looking like with these colonies and things are thinning out and entering the next stage of the coin games are now in motion. So this bomb may have multiple stages, but whatever the case is, things look like sheer insanity. And please do share y'all brothers' opinion. I really can never guess what Gege will do next. So please leave how you guys feel in the comments and what you think will happen. I love reading you guys' comments and your thoughts. And you awesome guys make this community great and super fun. We just reached 5K subs not too long ago, and I want to thank you guys a ton. There's a lot more content on the way. You brothers stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.